Hey, welcome to this week's episode of Salsa Boys. This episode's a little different. We're not just reviewing salsa, we're going to be making salsa with a local Sarasota chef. He's coming in, he's going to show us how it's done, how he dices and slices these tomatoes, peppers, and onions, and we're going to taste the salsa and see what he comes up with. We're going to ask him a few questions, how it's done, what he puts in it, what makes his salsa different.
Today we're going to be making some homemade fresh salsa. First off, you can grab any kind of tomato you'd like. We have two different kinds here today. That's a vine-ripe tomato and a plum, but any tomato will really work as long as they're ripe. You want to first off make sure they're cored out. You can see I've already done that. Start by quartering, rough chopping a few of these. Cuts don't have to be too precise since they're going inside the food processor. At this point, you can just throw everything in the food processor. This is a smaller food processor, so I may not be able to fit all these tomatoes in there. That looks about right. Move these to the side, and then we can go with our onion. I'd use about half an onion, red onion, white onion. Either one will work. And I'm just going to rough chop this as well. Help the food processor out a little. Let's see, we may have to take some of these out. Then you can go with your jalapeno. Use as many as you'd like. Obviously, the more you use, the spicier they are. You want to core them and take some of the seeds out. The more seeds you leave in, the spicier it'll be. Just good rough chop with these as well. Then we can go with our garlic. About 2 to 3 cloves work. And really just have to smash them. Open them up a bit. Next we'll go with our lime juice. Squeeze it directly in there. We'll start with 1 lime, taste it, and see if we need any more. Get some cilantro in there. I didn't use a lot because I know my buddy Tony over here isn't a huge fan of cilantro, but it definitely adds some necessary flavor and color. Then we'll add our cumin. I already measured it out. There's about 3 teaspoons. Sprinkle that in. I'll do about half, taste it. We may add the rest. And then a bit of salt. There you go. We may add some later as well. Put your lid on. All right, now we will taste. That's pretty good. Same. Just enough salt. Personally, I'd leave this sitting in a fridge for about an hour, 30 minutes to an hour. So all the flavors will blend, come together, and that's how you make fresh salsa.
All right, so here we are, episode 2. We're sitting down with this Chris.
How you doing?
All the hype that I told you guys about. He's a chef here in Sarasota. He made us some salsa. We're now sitting down and we're going to try it. It sat for an hour, which you recommended.
Absolutely.
And
at least an hour.
At least. Why do you do that?
Well, it helps with all the flavors to blend together.
What would you call this style? Is this a restaurant style salsa?
I'd say it is a restaurant style. It's a little thinner than most salsas that you'd find in a jar.
I've always been a bigger fan of the restaurant style salsa, like a fresh salsa.
Yeah, they
has like Sendix, actually has a pretty good fresh salsa I used to eat back in the day was actually Sam's Club.
Really? Yeah, Sam's Club.
I know.
Of all places.
Of all fucking freaking brilliant. I know. I'm with you on that. So today's chip, this is what we're going with. I know you guys aren't used to seeing this. This is not the $2.95 chip that we usually
No,
get for.
a much better chip.
Yeah. So these are all fresh ingredients. We stopped at Weiler's, which is a really nice farmer's market grocery store. And so he diced it up let's get into it. I saw you put some cilantro in here. You know I'm not a cilantro guy.
I know, but I had to.
I know.
Salsa.
It is. Again,
You just can't make salsa without it.
this is what I've heard.
In my opinion.
Let me get in here.
Yeah, get in.
See how much cilantro flavor I really can have. I got a nice heaping helping on this chip, and I'm gonna get into it here. Get in here. Don't be bashful.
Oh, no. Not at all.
That's really cilantro, Rick. For me.
It's nice and fresh.
Yeah.
Nice and tangy. I think it's like seasoned perfectly, especially with the chip.
I can do a little more heat.
Yeah, I only added 1 jalapeno, but, when you go and make salsa at home, add as many as you like.
So is this like your signature recipe salsa? Like your go-to? Like you're going to a party, somebody's like, Chris, we need you to handle the salsa. Is this what you're making every time? Or are you going to change it up? You read in the room? People are like,
In the room.
salsa or...
I'll definitely read in the room. If I'm going to a party and trying to impress people, maybe add a little roasted corn.
So you're not trying to impress us here on Salsa Boyz?
I just want to start something simple.
So what do you think? You're coming back for a corn roasted salsa or something?
Oh, maybe.
You know what?
You'll have me back.
We might. I mean, if we leave the cilantro at home.
I'm going to have to add a little, though.
That's fair.
A little bit.
But,
I know for next time.
you ever do a black bean corn salsa?
That would be delicious.
Oh my
You
god.
could definitely try that.
We had, I think in one of the seasons we had, something was from Wisconsin. It was a black bean corn salsa. So good. It came in like a mason jar. I can't remember the name. A chip magnet. That's the company.
Pivot magnet.
Yeah.
Crap. So what do you think? How would you rate it?
It's good. I think somebody who loves cilantro is going to like this. It's not for me. It's not spicy enough. It's good though. The consistency is awesome. It is definitely like a restaurant style. But I can use a little more heat and a little less cilantro. I think with a little more heat, I'd be fine because the cilantro's not overpowering.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if I have that enzyme or whatever people say, where like it tastes like not good to me, like soap. I don't think it tastes like soap to me, but like
Yeah, I don't get that.
But I don't get that with this. I think it's overpowering a little bit for me.
Okay.
I think if we were about more heat, it would be changed. I think I'd be okay with it. So I'm gonna rank it here, like honestly, and I don't want you to get upset.
Oh, no, not at all.
I'm gonna go for a 5.
A 5?
Yeah, I mean, as a professional chef, you've made some salsas. Where's this batch sitting with you?
I would say it's like mid-range. I would give it possibly a 5.
5?
5.5. It's not my best.
5.5. That's good. Yeah, well,
But
that's not what I like to hear for Salsa Boyz. You're on, and you're giving me not your best attempts. So I get what you're doing here. You want to be back.
exactly.
That's fair.
Exactly.
It's, it is. But, so yeah, that was cool. So you got 2 different types of tomatoes, you said?
Yeah, so
What were those?
one, you can use any tomato, really. I went with vine ripe and plum tomatoes, which I feel bring out a little more color, a little sweeter. If we were to add possibly some canned tomatoes to this as well, get a little more of that stronger tomato flavoring, it would definitely boosted the flavor, I believe.
We did the red onion versus, you always do a red onion in a salsa? Or
Typically, I like using red onions more than white onions. White onions can tend to be a little more overpowering, and
right.
if you're on a date or something, you don't want to smell like onions, right?
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're bringing this to the date, and you're like, yeah, there we go. Same with lime in there,
Little lime, little garlic,
or garlic.
a little
I
cilantro.
don't know, what cloves of garlic did you go with?
I went with 3 cloves of garlic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not overpowering. I can't really, taste it that much, but I'm sure it added a lot of flavor.
Oh yeah. It's definitely in there.
And then a full lime, half a lime.
With a full lime, just squeezed, lime.
Okay.
Little salt, little cumin. Simple recipes.
The cumin. What about any paprika? Would you put paprika in there? No, that's not a thing.
Maybe if you were to use smoked paprika, just a little bit of it.
I've got some of that, but it's all right.
Maybe for next time.
Yeah, next time. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty good. I think it turned out not bad. I mean, it's a restaurant style salsa. You could serve this at a restaurant. I think people would get excited about it.
Absolutely.
I'm very picky with my salsa, but usually on this we're doing jarred salsas. So totally different kind of vibe on those. You know, it's just a different consistency. It's not as fresh tasting. You really can get a different flavor from just fresh tomatoes and stuff versus the jar.
Absolutely.
Like, it's so different. I got a 5 on there, and you got a 5.5.
5.5.
I would think you can do better, so we're gonna have to have him back.
Yes, so.
You know, season 4 is gonna be fun. We're gonna have a lot of new guests on. You know, not always are we gonna be doing salsa making, but we're gonna do other jarred salsas. We're gonna get some more people on for sure. Sam's back, and we're gonna try and head back up to Wisconsin here, get Lael back. Uncle Tomato's back again. Yeah. Oh, no, that's a name asked. Yeah, it's been a while. You know, things are in motion. We got posters that are being made, Salsa Boy posters. We got something really cool for you in the winter months that we're gonna be doing. That's something to really stay tuned to and look forward to. Well, thank you for coming on the show and making some fresh salsa.
Absolutely, anytime. And I definitely want to come back, and I want to get that 10. That perfect 10.
Right.
Salsa.
Absolutely. So, any recommendations for somebody who is looking to be a chef? Like, where you start? Like, where did you start? Did you start at McDonald's, stuff like that, or did you just jump?
No, mostly just local restaurants. Yeah, family-owned local restaurants. The environment's a little chiller, you have more freedom there. But honestly, just start cooking. If you want to, really hone your craft, cook as much as you can.
YouTube University, baby.
Yeah, just cook, get in the kitchen, make food for your family, your friends, your dog, whatever.
Yeah. That's true. If it doesn't come out good, you give it to your dog.
I mean, if the dog doesn't like it, you need to work on it. So,
right.
He's a good judgment.
Well, let's ask this question. We got somebody asked this question. What's your favorite seasoning? You're making a dish, like, let's say chicken. Well, there's one seasoning that you're always going for. So, like, for me, it's gonna be Cavender's. Cavender.
That's the brand.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's basically all season.
Yeah. Honestly,
it's a Greek seasoning.
To tell you the truth, cumin. And I know that's not, crazy or experimental, but there's nothing like that, like earthy, nutty flavor. It really comes out in dishes, especially if you toast it.
Where does cumin come from?
Cumin seeds.
Really?
Actually, yeah.
What does that plant look like?
I don't know.
I'll put a picture up in the corner here. You can look at it. That's a cumin plant right there.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah.
Actually, not.
Yeah, me neither. Wow. So that's where it comes from.
Oh.
Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of Salsa Boys.
Thanks for having me.
It's fun to have Chris on.
Yeah.
We got to see how fresh salsa is made. And stay tuned to next week's episode, and we will see you in the next one. Keep dipping. And don't forget, like, subscribe, share this with your friends and family. And we'll see you in the next one.